morning, Vicky.
Good
And we
morning.
got two great guests in the studio, Dale and Jerry. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back, Vicky.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you. Good to be back. Thanks for doing my job.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a clunking noise in the airplane.
I know it. I was getting nervous.
I don't blame you.
Then they stopped to gas up. I'm like, did
Did
they
they-
forget? Like, shouldn't they have done that before we got on the plane?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
One would only hope.
Right?
We had a heck of a good time last
And then the
week
word
with
deplane is like,
you here.
"Ooh."
Yeah. Oh, you heard that? That's we
Deplane.
got to get out.
We must deplane. I'm like, okay,
It's never good.
where's my stuff?
It's never good.
And Dale did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Good.
I tried to hold onto your seat there for you.
Good.
What's
Was it
going
was
on,
it hard
gang?
getting up?
Well,
early?
I was just totally knocked out by the event last night. The Master of Ceremonies was awesome.
He
Yes.
was.
Oh,
he
thanks.
was.
Yeah, no, I had a good
He
bow
does
tie.
a good job.
He knocked it out of the park.
Did he?
there.
I
Yeah.
love
But
it.
no, congratulations to the community. That was a great step up, and my goodness. So I think we're all rallied and ready
Yeah.
to go that direction, and it looks like they've got, well, percentage-wise, they've got 75% of it already
Yeah.
locked in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very
Just a
cool.
little $5 million more, and away we go.
Yeah.
So,
Pocket change.
For sure.
but it was an impressive presentation, and I think the community is stoked about getting this YMCA.
I do. I
Yeah.
think so. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So
And we can.
That's a great organization. My kids went to the YMCA out there. They had an after-school program they
Yeah.
could go to. So, I mean, then they'd pick them up from school, take them right to the YMCA.
Yeah.
After work,
Safe,
I'd go pick
safe.
them up,
Yeah.
very safe. So,
That is
Yep.
one thing they were talking about.
And
Yeah,
little
that was my husband. I think the only real parenting he got in his youth, during his younger teens,
right.
was from the YMCA and his swim coach.
Yeah.
And which is sad, but both parents working, and both of his parents were working, and what do the kids do? And this was in Tacoma, and Tacoma, needless to say, the boys, he and his younger brother, just kind of went wherever.
Sure.
kids
And-
need safe adult role models.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
totally do. And they did have a lot of great ones in California that my kids went to. And then you see that commercial on TV with Denzel Washington, and then all these actors walk out of the YMCA, and everyone,
Yeah.
was
Had that as
raised
part
at
of
the
their childhood,
YMCA.
yeah.
A
Yes.
lot of folks have
Very
a
important.
good Y story.
They're great
Yeah.
that they've
programs
got.
there, yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What else has
cool.
been going on the last week or so?
Well,
I know
I
what
was
you've been
working
up to.
like a
You're
dog
busy
for a
working.
week here at the radio station.
Jerry's been
yeah,
relaxing.
yeah, and I was home eating
The
bonbons.
best
There you
sleep of her
go.
life in the
Yes.
last week here.
That's what I would have
I'm
done.
sure.
The only one that was upset was Riley because he didn't get to go for his morning walk.
Oh.
I would take him for a walk, but it wasn't nearly as fun as with Dale.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But that and the Habitat House is moving along.
Good.
We had our first inspection, and we should have the floor on and be starting the walls.
Wow.
And the other thing now on the horizon is to look for the next home site.
Okay.
So, this is always progressing along. And, with a little luck and depending on how aggressive we are, and that's dependent on volunteers, of course, and the weather helps a bit, then we proceed along a little faster. This house has a lot of interest. The family that has it is from the First Baptist Church, and the First Baptist Church has some construction.
They've had a
Things.
lot of people
Right.
sign up or get ready to help, right?
Right.
That's
Yes.
That's good
yes.
for the congregation.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
And then there, of course, will be some team builds as well from other organizations who gathered their people together
Yeah.
and whatnot. So
Very cool.
we expect to be up with the rafters on in a couple of weeks.
Ah, amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
It's
Took
amazing how
advantage of-
fast you could build a house,
yeah.
It's like
With
with
a
all
bunch
those
of-
volunteers.
Many hands, light
Right.
work,
Yeah.
right? Is that what
Right.
they say?
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody.
And one other thing I wanted to mention was last night I talked to Lisa Perry, and Sierra Pacific has donated, their last donation was enough to build 2 houses.
Yeah.
Anyway, she says they just love to do that, and I didn't think about it because I've talked about it. Taking a village, we have the volunteers and the stores and all of this. Well, she says I just love it when we can bring lumber or donate lumber that was planted, grown, harvested and milled in Mason County
Oh,
and
that
build a
is so
house.
cool.
So it's it's kind of that life
It's a
cycle thing.
homegrown home.
Yeah,
There
was,
it is.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's absolutely
Homegrown
true.
home.
yeah.
That's
So I
true.
thought
Good
that was a
one.
very, very good point. And I, hadn't really thought of it. You just look at a 2x4 and say, okay,
It's
yay.
a 2x4. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Vic. You should trademark that.
Oh, yeah.
Homegrown
Oh,
home.
I'll write that down.
A homegrown home.
Homegrown home.
Homegrown home.
Got a little ring to it.
Love
does.
that.
Yeah.
So did you want
Get
to?
your own homegrown
No,
home.
he asked what we'd been up to, and to go back to the beginning of the interview, and I just took advantage of the nice weather we had last week.
Oh my gosh.
And got out to the High Steel Bridge one more time, and
The
not that I won't go
beach.
there when it rains.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
It's muddy.
It's
to
not
get
as
there. You know?
not as exciting when you
That'll
can't
be
see. The
dust and-
fog has been
Oh.
amazing too. I can only imagine. Does the
wait.
fog roll in that deep into the bridge?
No, usually when you get those high points, it's
Cuts out
you're
pretty
broken
good.
out.
Yeah,
know,
you
so
see it as a blanket.
I
Yeah,
didn't go
we
out
were
in the fog. I
delayed
waited till
leaving
the fog.
Seattle when I went to California. It
Yes.
was a
Mhm.
whiteout. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't even see out the window at the airport.
I've been
Yeah.
sending amazing pictures of the fog.
We were coming
Yeah.
back from the ocean. Our last little fling was Monday or Tuesday. Monday, I think it was. And we were coming back, and it was just about ready to be dark. And we almost got a deer.
Did you?
Oh.
Just
Yeah.
missed her by about that
Oh,
much.
Oh
Yeah.
my
wow.
goodness.
And
That's my biggest fear out
yeah.
Mhm.
So we were.
Was that because of defensive driving from you, or
Yes.
it saw and got out of the way?
No, it ran across.
It
the
said,
front of us.
"Yikes, there's Dale."
Yeah, let's see if I can get him.
Sure.
So, but the deer survived, as did we, and we didn't have to go off the road or
Good.
anything like that. But
Oh,
just be aware this time of year,
Yeah.
and there's movement and a lot of that going on. Hunting season now. So.
I think of that every time I'm driving.
Yes.
Please don't let a deer run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
it's
because they
scary.
just jump out in front of you,
I
and there's no
know.
defense with that.
Yeah.
Dale, you didn't tell him about how many books are you up to for sales, and he's auditioning for more now because
know,
he
he is.
finally
I
cleaned
ran
up
out
his
of
mess.
books.
Ran
You
out- oh, so you're
did.
all done. Your all queue is emptied.
My queue's empty now.
Wow.
So, and I got rejected this morning on the way in. I
Ah.
saw that. Thanks for your
Aw.
audition, but we've just
That's a
selected
good
somebody
start to
else.
the day.
Good news is there's a lot of rights holders out there that are looking for office.
Oh, good.
So anyway, yeah, Will Cannon, Bounty Hunter, is out now, and then I think my Tris Speaker book should probably be released this next week or
Awesome.
so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'll totally
Dale
listen
J.
to the
Hubbard
book.
on Amazon.com,
Yeah.
and you can see everything that's
that's
out
it.
there.
That's
Yeah.
right. Search for them.
Yeah.
Dale and Jerry, good to talk with you always.
Yeah, thank you very
And,
much. Our pleasure.
Good to see you.
And we'll see you up around the bend.
Tomorrow night, Sound Learning meeting.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Sooner than I thought.
That's
Might
right.
be
And,
right.
hey, I just want to say, Jeff,
No,
you
we
know,
have
you,
no time, Vic. No, Jerry, we have no time.
you have been a great representative of the radio station and iFiber Communications and iFiber One in the
Thank you.
community. Thank you so much.
Wow.